regarding this time.
Okay. Yeah, so Lavanya, so basically the content what I have prepared, it was divided into two parts. Okay, basically basic and advanced. Okay, so all the components working wise all will be dealt in the basic thing. Okay, so what comes under advanced means how to make use of the graph in the generic way, and what are the different parameters can be used, and what are the different sandboxes we need to use in order to work on the project level. So basically different types of sandboxes will be there: private sandbox, public sandbox, project sandbox, like different things are there. Okay, those descriptions and how to work in the project level, those details will be covered in the advanced part, like SCD2, CDC, designing of SCD, CDC, and the different commands like m_, commands. Okay, so a commands, all those will be covered in the advanced part.
Okay.
So while coming to the basic content, if I started some filter component, okay, filter by expression component, the teaching will be in the way like first evaluation. So how does it work? Second thing, simulation. Third thing, performance tuning techniques of respective component while using that component. Okay, so fourth thing, interview point of view questions. So for respective filter component or roll-up component, what can be the questions will be faced in the client interview, general technical panel.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so that kind of content will be covered for every component. Okay. So this is the content I am going to share, or I will be going to deal. Okay, so in the dataset components, these are the components: input file, output file, read multiple file, lookup file. Okay, so basically, right, read multiple file and write multiple files are the component in which we can't show in the basic version. Okay, so as of now, I'm going to share in the GD1 version, and the COP is 2.1 version, but in the real time it is 3.2.4 and 3.2.7. COP is 3.2.7, GD is 3.2.4. Okay, so in that way, so in this case, what I will be doing is I'm having a 3 version file. Okay, 3 version. So you can see my screen.
Yeah.
So you can see this is the AbInitio help file in which all the 3+ content what I am unable to show in the basic GD, that will be covered here. Like I told you, right? Read multiple files component.
Yeah, read multiple files.
Okay, so this thing I can't show in the GD what I'm showing, but whatever the properties and how to use, okay, you can see all the runtime behavior, alphabetical, parameters, transform packages. So inside, so how to deal with this, how to deal with the read multiple file component, I will be showing in the notepad. Okay, simulating wise, I can't explain you because I thought it's a basic version. Not only me, any developer going to deal with the AbInitio trainings only having this software, because it may be cost around 70 lakhs to 1 crore for each license from the AbInitio corporation. That much cost is. Okay, so everybody who is going to tell, okay, that they will be sharing the read multiple, whatever are present in the basic version, those will be showed here. Okay, lookup template, for example, lookup template is the component I can't show. I can show here how to make use of this lookup template component. Okay, so dynamic lookup, we can work through the lookup template component only. Okay, so I can't show, right? I can't simulate you, but instead of that, I can show here in the help file parameters, each and everything we can show here, and all the things how to write the code inside. Okay, basically AbInitio is not the code related tool. Okay, basically it's a tool. Also, whatever instruction given in certain port, okay, automatically it will generate the code. Okay, so for example, so already you are having some experience. That you have gone through the component, filter component. I kept the okay, so it will write respective loops. Okay, in out everything. Okay, we will be just joining. We will be dragging from here to here. Okay, everything will be taken care by cooperating system. Okay, so the code what I am
Okay.
going to write is small content only, not any Java programming or Oracle programming like that. Yeah, so
Okay.
let me go to the content base. So files. So basically dataset components. So are you aware of the architecture, AbInitio architecture?
Oh
It
yeah,
has
I know
already,
about. Yeah, I know about.
yeah. So totally 3 components in the architecture. I mean 3 parts:
Yeah.
GDE, EME, co-operating system. Okay,
Scope system.
GDE. Yeah, so GDE is where the developer going to write the code. That means where the graph will be developed. Okay, cooperating system. Whatever the code developed by respective developer, the execution part will be taken care by cooperating system. Third thing is EME. That means check-in and check-out will be taken care in the EME, enterprise metadata, enterprise metadata environment, EME in this sense. Okay, so let me. So how does the architecture looks? Okay, so first thing is GD, where we are going to develop the graphs. Second important thing is
Graphs.
core. Third thing is AME. Okay, so the flow will be in such a way. Okay, all the code generated here, written here, will be uh, processed to cooperating system, and it will be simulated. The output will be given in the GD. Okay, so once the code is looking good, we need to check in. So why the use of check-in means, for the future purpose, you want to preserve different versions of the same graph. That means now I've got some requirement. Okay, next day I got some requirement. Third day the requirement need to be reverted to first code. So in that case, instead of developing every time the GD here, I will be checking in the code, right, for the first version. I can revert the present version to the first version, and I can bring it to the GD, so that I can make use of the same code for any number of times. Okay, so bidirectional. Okay, while coming to the client round, okay, they will start with the AbInitio architecture. Okay, so basically this is the AbInitio architecture. It consists of 3 things: GDE, cooperating system, EME. Cooperating system is a very important role it is going to play. Whether it's a kind of simulation, everything, so simulation and giving the output, everything will be taken care by output. GDE is where we are going to develop the code and where we can see the respective error or output. So EME means where we are going to preserve our different versions of the code. Okay, so that is the basic architecture. So second thing is, so first of all, ETL process. Okay, so as you are already aware of the ETL process, I haven't started with that one. Otherwise, I will be starting with that word only. So what is ETL? What is the role of that? And what are the different companies going to provide this ETL? Okay, I will be starting with basically that thing. As you are already gone through the training, right? I haven't started. So basically, ETL is extraction, transform, and loading. So as the AbInitio developer, all our role comes under transform. Okay, extraction, the code. Okay, the source code will be, okay, the source will be taken care by data bridge team. Okay, the file arrangements. Okay, the file arrangements will be taken care by respective a data bridge team. I mean, in the MNCs, if it is startup, you only need to create certain data. You only need to work on respect to transforms and you only need to load to respective Oracle database or DB2 based upon your project and requirements. Okay. So while coming to MNCs, all the things like source, everything will be taken care by data bridge team. We will be making use of the source code. I mean source data. After that, we will be transforming the data as per our requirement. Like it may be same for respective quarter or a respective. I mean, the code may be changes for every quarter or for every half year or annually. Okay, so while coming to the banking, we will be getting ECR in the sense enhancement change request. That means now I'm having a certain column. Okay, now I'm having certain columns like ABCD. Okay, but in the quarter 2, I have some requirement. E column need to be added. Okay, E column need to be added. So the addition of the column will be taken care by DB2. In which level? Oracle level. Okay, but in our AbInitio level, we need to take. So respective ECR will be assigned to our ETL developers. That means in the select condition, I need to put some other column called E column.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Select A comma B comma C comma D. Okay. So in this way we are having, but while coming to the AbInitio, we need to append okay. So in this way our code will be there usually starting with colons. So how do we convey to AbInitio? As it is a column means we need to append this thing colon. Okay. In our new ECR, E need to be appended. For this, it should be given as colon. Okay, just from certain table.
Okay.
Okay, so in this way, we will be taking care with respect to ECR. Okay, that may be simple requirement or big requirement. There may be sometimes change in the join query. Okay, so everything will be taken care by respect to DBT. Okay, I mean addition of this E column will be taken care by DBT in the database level. But in order to make use of the code in the AbInitio level, we need to make this enhancement and we need to check in the code in the graph level. I mean in the GD. In the GD, we need to do certain changes and we need to check in the code. Once it is checked, that will be moved to the QA environment, that's set environments. Once testing is done, it will be moved to the UAT. If the user is validation is good and it provides the approval, that will be moved to the pro. Okay.
Okay.
So in this way, the code works.
Actually, one thing I would like to ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, after the development, what is the actually the process, the life cycle of this complete ET, that means this AbInitio, like the development and what is the life cycle of the software?
So usually, I mean, you're asking about the respective SLA or so how does this flows? How does the requirement comes and everything you're asking that? How does the requirement? How can we
exactly.
expect?
Yeah.
So yeah. So basically, we can take certain bank like SBI. Okay. So SBI having some requirement. That one column. Okay, that one column. It populating only 10 characters. Okay, that means varchar 10. You are aware of that varchar function. Okay, varchar 10.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
but we are having some requirement that sometimes certain customers comes with 4 or 5 names in a single name. That means Naga, Venkata, Harita. Okay, in that case, this 10 can't be handled, right?
Yes.
So in this case, they need some enhancement. Okay, so how does the process goes is SBI respective business. Okay, we'll call it as business. Business will come to respective MNC like Wipro, Infosys, and who is handling. Okay, who is handling that project? That business comes to respective BA, business analyst. Okay, that BA analyst will ask certain questions. Why only 30? So now it's only 10. He asked for 30. Okay, but our BA asked why only 30? You can go 35 or 50, right? And he too need to understand why the enhancement. Once the enhancement is clear from the ECR business analyst end, that means BA, he will prepare certain requirement called ECR. Okay, after preparing ECR, this ECR comes for every quarter, depends upon the bank and the project. Okay. For every 3 months we'll get some enhancements. Okay, BA will prepare a document and it will assign it respect to ETL, respect to reporting team, respect to DB team, like that. Okay, so in the list, seventh comes to the ETL. Okay, so ETL is not me, certain team is there, not only me, 4 or 5 members team will be there usually. Okay, we will be joining the call, not only me or lead or everybody, even my manager can also join the call, depends upon his availability. Okay, so once it is good, that will be assigned to our group. Once the understanding, okay, we can drop the mail. Okay, we are agreeing with respect to ECR and we got the flow. So basically, business analyst is the man who will be analyzing the flow. So whether we are going in the correct path, okay, path, flow, and will be taken care by PA. That technical thing will be taken care by respective ETL team, reporting team, DB team. Once we are good, I mean, once the code is developed, checking is done, QA is done, UAT done, it will be moved to the product. So this is the hierarchy of respective development or respective ECL. So basically, as of now in India, 80% projects are present only in the ECR state. Okay, already code development was there. Okay, already code development was there. Only there is change in the certain properties or parameters. So in this way, as of now, we are working. Enhancements wise, we are working. Development also it may comes depending upon the BA. Okay, I need the first table and fifth table outer join. Okay, so in that case, if the code is existed and it doesn't impact any other requirement, we can use the same existing graph. Otherwise, we need to create a new graph. In this way it works. Okay, so let's go to the content. Let's go through the content. After that, we can go through the dots. Okay, so table, database table component. Okay, so here we'll be using the different components like input table, output table. Okay, so of all these, of all the 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 are the general one. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 are the general one. DB join with DB is the new component in which it is a performance wise only we need to use. In some situations only we can use, not in all the situations, because it is a very dangerous component in which if it is used in the misused way, okay, not in the perfect way, without unknowingly we are using this join with DB means our code will be trouble. That means the execution will be, say, usually 10 minutes the code will be executed. Okay, improperly we have used it with join with DB means it may execute for around 1 hour also. Okay, so that's the impact without knowing this and using the project, right? We'll face lots of issue. Even we are unable to debug also. So basically, join with DB is a very important component in the interview wise. Okay, truncate table and update table. These three are the very important components. These input table, output table, and run SQL will use based. I mean, this is the common thing. Run SQL based upon the requirement. And these two is very important from the interview point of view. Okay, next to sort component. In order to sort the data, we'll be using the sort component. Sort within group is the new component. I mean, it's having different criteria. That means already data was sorted on certain criteria or certain column, and that same data I need to again sort the data. Okay, already sorted data, I want to again sort the data means we can use the sort within group component. Okay, this is present only in the AbInitio, not in any other software like Informatica, SSID. Okay, so here it comes transform components. When I start certain session, or our training, I will start with the transform components because ETL developers works mainly on the transform components. Okay, so here whatever I am highlighting, right, that is very important in the project point of view, development point of view. Okay, everything roll up, join, with each example I will be going through. And I told you, right, simulation, sorry, first how does it work, simulation, uh, filter, I mean performance tuning techniques, and interview point of few questions. Everything will be dealt. Okay? Our 10 to 15 hours initial hours will be spent only on the transform components. Next, validation. Validation means it depends upon our project requirements. I told you, right? Certain data bridge team is having a requirement and they will be providing the respective source. Okay, if they are having the source, no issue. We can directly work. Otherwise, we need to generate the data and we need to validate it whether it is generated according to our validation or our requirement. Okay, partition by components and departition components. This is to provide parallelism, data parallelism. Okay, data parallelism will be taken care by these components. Next, internet components, SFTP, SCP are the components in which depends. We'll be using, will not be using. As of now, we'll be working with the production support team. They will be providing the data in my SIT environment or developed environment. Okay, based upon that, we'll work. Otherwise, if you're having the UAT credentials or product credentials, I mean, if you are having the access, you can use SFTP component. If you're not having, no chance. You need to work. Yes, that should be copied to our dev environment, and we need to make use of that. In this way, SFTP components to and from those. So miscellaneous components, different things are there, like generate records. I told you, right? If you want to generate the records, you need to make use of this replicate. So in order to introduce pipeline parallelism, we'll be using the replicate. I will tell you the parallelism. Okay, so redefine component. If you want to change the structure of the data, okay, only structure of the data, you can use the redefine component. Trash means some records are getting ruled out or filtered out, and you no need of that track or the records. You can put trash component. Next, these are the advanced part in which we will be doing how to create a parameters interpretation, presets execution and execution, how to prepare a generic graph from the standalone graph, and rollback and recovery mechanism, performance tuning. So basically, this will be dealt in our each and every component. While coming to sandbox level, okay, I mean project level or sandbox level performance also will be there. Those will be there, and AbInitio commands like m_, everything will be taken care, and air commands. And induction to EMA, how the chicken and check works, versioning. So basically, versioning can be taken place through the air commands only. Okay, how to save a file, direct with the commands. So working with the vectors, making and breaking of vectors. Okay, so basically, working with the making and breaking vectors, we are having this thing, but working we are not having. So how can we work with that? I will tell you. I mean in the notepad. Okay.
Yeah.
LCD to structure is there in which we can't simulate. CDC structure is there, we can simulate in our regular sessions. Okay, detailed material for all the things like AbInitio, Oracle, Unix, data warehousing concepts. All these four will be dealt. I mean, detailed material is given. Already you are having Oracle knowledge, right? You don't need to have certain concern. Everything. So basically, what we are going to explain is only Oracle based. Okay. The if you see I'm having the Oracle only. See, coming to the projects, it may be Hadoop, it may be DB2, or it may be MS SQL, different kinds of database. But in the sessions, I will be going through the Oracle components, and in the GD also, I will be dealing with the Oracle data tables only. Input table, output table is there, right? Here I will be using the input table and output table as the Oracle. So different. So compressed components. So it may depends. While writing the code only will be compressed. Okay. Once compressed, we need to this thing we can use. Okay. Compress and uncompress we can show here. Gunzip and gzip and gunzip we can't show here because it's a Windows based environment, right? So compress and uncompress components only we can show it. Okay, we can simulate and show it. Continuous components it's a different thing. Database components I already showed you. Data sets, input file, output file, lookup file I told you, right? Those things will become under data sets. I mean, when we are dealing with the tables, we need to go with the input table, output table. When you are going, when we are dealing with the files like .csv, .txt, okay, in that case you will be using the input file components, files, .dat, different
Okay.
types of formats will be there usually. Okay, so departition, partition components I told you in order to introduce parallelism,
Okay.
partition and departition components. So next thing is example deprecated. Deprecated in the sense, if you see the transform components, denormalized sorted. Okay, this is a thing. It is not present in the real-time version like the 3.2 version. Okay, this is deprecated. But in certain projects like British communications, okay, they are using still one version in some projects, not only total, not on the total. In some projects they are using one version. So in that case, they will be make using of this not denormalized, right? So instead of deleting the total component, they will be introducing this thing in the deprecated. That means it is out of scope, but projects which are using can be find here the transform, because this is not a transform, right? It will be moved here. So sort, I told you sort. If you want to sort the data, this one. If you want to sort the data upon the another sort of data, you can use sort within groups. Here major key, minor key, different are there. Okay. Now major key already sorted key. Say on the department number we are sorting initially, but upon the transaction level I need to again sort the data. Okay. In that case, in the major key will be given as the department number. Minor key will be given as the transactions. That means again the data will be sorted on transactions in which our new requirement. Okay, partition by key and sort. That means if you want to divide the data, partition the data upon
Sorry to interrupt you.
department. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. Actually, you said that major key and minor key both are there. You said that, right? So how will
Yes.
you differentiate that which column is going to be given by the minor key and which column is going to give a mention
Yeah.
as
That's
an
what.
major key?
That's what. That's what. So basically, a major key in the sense, already the data is sorted. Okay, so let us think. Already data is
Okay.
sorted upon the some ABCD. Okay,
Okay.
ABCD are the four columns. ABCD are the four columns in which already the sorting was done under the B column. So B in the sense it may be location or department. So let us take as department number. So B column is department number. Okay, but after three components, totally 10 components are there in certain graph. Okay, in the third component I have introduced a sort component and I have sorted the data based on the department number, which is B column. Yes. Okay, so I want to sort the data upon the D column, which is transactions. Okay, so here I will be putting the column as first one, which is department number. Second thing, minor key.
Okay.
Minor key means on which data now again the sorting need to be done. That means transactions. Okay, after giving this we will be putting some incoming input and output. Next, another component and output. So based upon the requirement, we will be using the each and every component here. Transform, as I told you, all 10 to 15 hours of the training will be given on the transform components, which is our major role on the transform components. Okay,
Okay.
so translate component, if you for dealing with the XML data, read XML, write XML. Okay, so validate component, as I told you, check order, checksum, compute records, compare records, I mean, compare checksum. So these will be used only in the case of data bridge team is not there in the project. So basically all the MNCs having the data bridge team, because Database stream in the sense different projects they will be working, not only in our project, different projects they will be working for the data to bring up the data from the bank level to the project. If you want to generate the data, okay, if you want to generate the data and the data is generated, if you want to validate means you can validate with this component like this.
Okay.
Okay. So in this way, the validated component works. And if you come to the what is this? Data sets component, I told you lookup file and lookup template is some other component in which we can introduce dynamic lookup. Okay, like I am having the requirement of I need to use 10 files as lookup. Okay, 10 files as lookup. So in that case, I need to drag and drop 10 files here. 10 components, 10 lookup file components. Based upon the requirement, I will calling in certain join component or rollup component, etc., based on requirement. So instead of using this many lookups in a single graph, we can use a single component called lookup template component.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be using the lookup template component in which we'll writing certain code to initiate or bring the certain CSV file to the AbInitio level and respect to transforming and respect to loading to the AbInitio level. Okay, so totally 3 phases will be there while dealing with certain single. Okay, that means I need to call 10 files. Okay, in that case, I need to write the code to extract the data, initiate the file, extract the data, and bringing up to the GD level. To write in the lookup template component. All okay. So I will tell you briefly how to write the code when the session starts clearly. Okay. So in this way, we are going to deal with the components. Okay, so while coming to the advanced part, all the code which was developed here, which was developed in our graph, if we want to make the standalone graph, that means standalone graph means if we want to, I mean, that is designed for certain requirement, for only single requirement. And if you want to convert the same code to generic way, that means, for example, we are having certain countries in North America and states. Okay, North America and South America. Okay, well, coming to the North America, I'm having the data or respective code. I want to make use of different countries. Okay, that means like I don't remember the exact countries. So like New York, everything. So different Washington, everything is there, right? If I want to make use of the same code for different countries, means I will be using I will be using the component URL will be given right here. Instead of using .csv file, we will be passing this in the form of dollar. Dollar means we will be we are telling to AbInitio Corporation we are passing these parameters while in the execution level. That means we have generated this. Ran this graph. Okay, it will ask for certain parameter. That means you need to look up the file for or search for the file here for Washington file or New York file like that. Okay, so basically we are converting the code to a generic way or parametrical way. So if you are introducing parameters, that means it's a generic graph. If you are developed the code for only certain requirements like join between two tables, only joining and loading into certain table. In that case, that may be generic or it may be standard based upon requirements. This BA, okay, this BA will tell you the requirement, okay, and you need to make use of the existing code or it may be generic code, okay, already existing, which is standalone one. You need to discuss with your lead or manager. Okay, already I'm having this code. Okay, for this, instead of creating a new graph, I can make use of the graph with the by making it parametric. Okay, so this thing when you enter into the project, you will be understand. And moreover, while we are having the sessions, I will be dealing with you, right? So you can ask certain questions, and how this works, how this works. So I will take. Okay. So I showed you the content, and while coming to the AbInitio, we are having different types of tools, not only GDE like Express IT and MD, Metadata, MDR, sorry, MDM. So different tools are there given by the AbInitio Corporation. Okay, we are having scheduling tool also in the AbInitio Corporation.
Okay.
They will be providing. So basically, our MNCs, what they will do is they will take in the bulk, right? They will be having some offers. I mean, as they're taking the bulk license, the charge will be taken less because they're going with the GDE. Okay, they're going with the GDE.
Mhm.
If they want to take the uh, respective scheduling tool provided by AbInitio Corporation, they will be charging less. So basically, of all the projects, let us take 10 projects, 5 to 6 projects or 5 to 8 projects will be having the inbuilt control. What is this? Reporting tool.
Okay, inbuilt. Okay.
Inbuilt. I mean, not in inbuilt. It's a separate tool. What I'm telling is inbuilt means package. They will be taking the
Okay.
package,
Okay. Okay.
whether it is Express IT, whether it is Ops Console, okay, in this way, or whether it is Helix, MDM, or GDE, different kinds of tools will be provided. In my last project, we are having MDM. Of course, I'm not the developer for the MDM. Respect to team is, I'm just supporting them. Okay. So my last
Mhm.
project, whatever the thing, I will be explaining the what's my project, how does it works, and what is the sandbox P set. Okay, everything will be short. I can't share you
Okay.
the thing, but I can show you the code, what I have developed, how the sandbox works, and how this MDM P set works. A certain order will be there while executing the P sets also. MDM P sets. Metadata management. I got
Mhm.
that part. MDM means metadata management. So we are having certain. So why does this MDM means? In our project, every record is important to my client. Okay, every record is important to my client. So that's why our last project we have used MDM. So basically, it is a tracking. So a record, how it is rejected, at what line it was rejected, everything will be seen in the MDM. So like that it works. And how do we bring the data in my previous project? Everything will be shown. And while coming to the notes, I have prepared notes 150 pages for the AbInitio. Oracle, some institute have got this data. And Unix
Mhm.
wise also prepared lots of notes. And M commands and air commands also different while coming to the Unix. And data warehousing concept. Data warehousing concepts also, it is around 10 to 15 pages. So I think you are aware of this
Oh,
dimensional tables, fact table, right?
yeah, yeah. Fact tables, dimensions. I know about that. But coming to the
Mm.
SADs, so I don't know about so much about the SADs in the ETL.
Okay, SCT. So basically, it depends upon project level. In my present project, we don't have use of SCD. So SCD means
Mhm.
comparing the old data and present data. We need to insert the data, or we need to update the data.
Mhm.
So like, let me give some example. So Anil done transaction 100 rupees as location Hyderabad. Okay. So next day
Okay.
he had done the transaction in the Bangalore. Okay. And for the last 3 times, he is doing the transaction in the Bangalore only. That means we need to update his location as Bangalore. That means present location. So this kind of code will be taken care in the CDs.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That means
So
any
CDs
inserts or
means
updates.
inserts and updates. Instead of comparing each record, automatically the code will be taking care. If we give input and output to the two things, so if you go through the graph, you will be understanding it. So we'll be calling as
Mhm.
master source and secondary source name. I don't remember exact name. So master source is the thing. We're having the fact table. Okay, fact table will be using the master source. Dimension table thing we can use as the secondary source, in which comparison will be done. Lavanya is a new person. Okay, in the dimension table, Lavanya is the new person. That means that will be inserted as the new record in the fact table.
Okay.
Okay, here first table and second table, third table is the output. Okay, Third table is the, third
Okay.
end table is the third table, right? So that means the output. Okay. So what we'll be doing is here we will be using the concept of phases. I don't remember mentioned in the parameters. Phases concepts is there. Mentioned or not? Okay, so actually in my notes it is there. If I mentioned or not, it's no need to worry. While going through the notes, I will be explaining. Okay, no issues. So phases concept is there. Phases and checkpoints. It should be written it here. Phases. So phase and checkpoints concept is there, and interview point of also they may ask some questions. Phases and checkpoints. Okay, no need of worry. I will explain that. So I will be using the phase concept here, and I will be using the same phase for the, if I assign the phase 1 to first fact table. Okay, that means the same fact table will be used 2 times. In the first phase, what we have been used, right? That until completion of that comparison, the same fact table which was used in the output will not be enabled. Phase 1, phase 2. After completion of the phase 1 only, phase 2 will be started. Okay, so in this way I will be dividing the graph into parts. Okay, in my last project I am having 40 phases. 40 basically it's around 45 phases. I got the graph. Okay, I got some requirement, Anil, these phases need to be reduced as much as possible. Okay, I have gone through the code, executed here and there. I got around 3 days to complete that one, and I reduced it to 40 phases. Okay, so basically using of phases is not the bad concept, but using many phases is a bad concept. That means we are decreasing the performance. Okay, so because if we are using more phases means we are executing the same code for many times or many number of minutes. I mean many number of minutes. If the code is reduced to 45 phases to 40 phases means around 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. That means 5 minutes will be decreased, right?
Yes.
So in this way, phases need to be reduced as much as possible. While coming to the general sessions, I will be telling how to divide that one, how to create a new phase, how to increment a phase, or how to decrement a phase. Okay, all these things will be taken care. Okay, so this is the content. Anything need to be discussed regarding content?
Okay, and could you please tell me, that means, are you going to explain about the plans?
Plans in the sense, actually it's a conductative concept. I can give the brief things in my project, how I used the plans, what are the plan
I want to know
pieces.
how it works.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, actually I told you, right, I'm having all the screenshots, around the 60 plus screenshots are there. Okay, in the screenshots, how to design a plan piece set, general piece set, plan piece set, everything I have taken this screenshot because that is developed by me. Okay, everything is there, you don't need to worry. All the old project contents can be shown, but present project contents I can't show. That is the limitation. Because in my present project, we're having lots of limitations in which I can't show you. So all the previous things, actually the previous project only, it's very hard to understand. This present projects I told you, it's only easier kind of thing. Adding a column, deleting a column, increasing the size, this kind of things are there. That's it. My previous project only, everything like MDM P set or plan P set, general P sets. Okay, all the P sets, total 5 difference of P sets I have worked in my previous project. Everything I will show you. And for 20 plus pages I have prepared regarding my old project, previous project I mean. Okay, all those things and respective screenshots, everything will be shown to you. Yeah. So any questions, Lavanya? Further?
Nothing. Actually, I told you, right? As I said, that means I want the preparation for the. That means I want to know about the concepts because I am also not good at in this. The second thing is that I want to know about that means the interview preparation, the main things, how they are going to ask and what type of questions they are going to ask and how it goes, everything. So are you going to give the expert, that means tell me the explain about the interview plan, interview based.
So, yeah, so basically, Lavanya, while coming to the interview questions, I'm having lots of interview questions. You don't need to worry. I can share you each and everything what I'm having. Okay, in the notes, what I'm preparing you, right? What I have prepared for you.
Mhm.
I mean, for the general contestants or learners. Uh, in that notes only, lots of questions were there. Okay, but recently, some of the questions which are not shown in that content or interview questions, I will be sharing you separately.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
lots of
That
questions
means
will
you
be in
understand.
the
You
manner.
yeah, you
Yes, yes,
yeah.
I got your requirement, but the thing, I can show each and everything in the GD wise. Okay, not MDM or Express IT. Different tools are there. I told you, right? Apps console, different of them.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
can't show you each and everything. GD wise, I will tell you. See, whatever the content I have prepared here, one or two things I will be miss. What I will be telling, because while coming to the class, I will be going through the content or through the notes also. If anything is missed, yesterday's discussion, missed read, that thing will be started today. After completion of this point only, I will be going to the next question. Because if you're going through the content or notes, if I missed this point, you will come to back. Anil, you missed this point means no. I will basically, I will be telling, if I missed this point, if you raise some concern, I will tell it right away, because already that component was discussed, right? You will not feel new. After completion of that only, you will be going through the content. And moreover, different kinds of scenarios I have written in the notes, in which different of them. Not only, see, one scenario is there that will be deal with different components. Well, coming to the interview also, they have given some requirement. Okay, you told some approach.
Yes,
Okay, is there any other?
yes,
Will be there basically.
yes.
It should be there. Many things will be there. So that kind of scenarios also have written. Okay, but the scenarios will be
Okay.
present at the respective component only.
Mhm.
Okay, so some filter component is there. So you will find that filter in the near filter component data only. I mean content only. So you can do that filter in the reformat also. Basically, select expression component is, sorry, select parameter
Yes,
is there.
yes.
That thing you can
Mm.
find only in the course content or in the notes of reformat only. I can't show here, right? So respective scenarios,
Yes, yes,
you need to
exactly.
go, you need to understand, okay, this scenario is already present in that page, in that component. So everything will be written, already written, I mean already written. You can go through that, and basically whatever I'm training providing you, it is 5+ experience, equivalent to 5+ experience.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so what are the enhancements I'm
And
going to do every time? Those things will be uh, told in the session. We'll be telling in the sessions,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, and one more thing I heard from my friends, that means, and I have based upon my previous experiences also, that means it
Hmm.
comes to the client round, because they are in, you understand, right? In the client round, they are not going to ask about the scenarios, but it comes to
Hmm.
that means what type of errors. So you understand how the questions will be there. What is the
Yeah, so
end-to-end
basically,
architecture of your project?
right. See, well, coming to the client round, they will be starting with the AbInitio architecture. First question is AbInitio
Yes,
architecture.
yes,
Later on, what
yes,
they will be using is PDL functionality. Have you used the PDL functionality in your project? Okay, so different things
mm,
are there. PDL point of view, different functions are there, not only one. Okay, instead of writing the code in a different components, we can use the PDL to join certain columns in a single component. Okay, the single component, instead of using multiple
mm,
components, we can write the join or respective string functions. If we want to do certain string functions, we can do in the PDL level. Okay, in my
mm,
project, in order to write sequence numbers, okay, sequence numbers for the multi-file system. Okay, serial file system means we can use next in sequence function, but while coming to the multi-file system, we need to use the PDL functionality. Different things are there in my previous project. I will be telling you, so you can straight away tell to them, these are the two ways we have used the PDL.
okay, okay.
Okay, so next thing is, what are the things, I mean, what are the uh, components we have used. So roll up. So what are the parameters in the roll up? Okay, whether he's having technical knowledge or not. So basically, after filtering only, that will be reached to certain client. Okay, so we will be using Anil. Have you worked with vectors? Okay, vector. Okay. So how to use that one? What are the component you have used? Whether it is denormal sorted or roll up. Okay, so different components are there. So in order to create a vector data in the roll up, they have introduced a new parameter. Okay, but in the old project, I mean in the old version, denormal sorted I have showed you already. Okay, there we are writing a lot of big code, lot of big code we are writing to make a vector. But here in the rollup we are using a single parameter, sorry, function to create a vector. For the breaking vector, different I mean normalize, basically we'll be using the normalize to break the vector. The normalize will be used three to four phase. I will be telling with examples. So different. So well, comparatively client round will be easy, well compared to the technical rounds, because client having not much knowledge, he will be having the code knowledge. See, the issue comes, where does the issue faces, I mean where does this issue interrupted or encountered. Okay, he will be having that knowledge. Okay,
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
you will be having
yeah.
that knowledge. Technical point of view, we don't have that much knowledge. In my project, my client comes to me, Anil, why does this RCA, I mean root cause analysis, why does this came? So I will be analyzing the code, I will be telling. So there we have used that join in which it is a full order join. Okay, but in this thing, it's taking time. Okay, in the next is here, respective BA will come to me, Anil, develop separate code in which every time. Okay, in the June month or in the respective first quarter, only these two tables need to be done with the outer join, or these two need to be table will be going with the inner join. Okay, that in that kind of thing, I will be creating a separate code based upon the requirement. Already existed one we can use, or we can use the old thing, but we need to convince client, because creating the graph means that's not a small thing. Creating a graph is
Yes.
that's not small. Okay, so basically he need to go to the users, client need to go to the users. Okay, he need to convince. If it is working only, we need to process to respective product, otherwise no. So in this way the client knows, client round works. So PDL, so what's the role of PDL? In my last client round, it had taken around 30 minutes. He tested only the how the check-in works in your environment, or how the PDL happen. Have you done versioning? How the version have you done? How you do to check in, whether in the GD level or with the air commands. Okay, general questions in the client view, client perspective only. This is general, but in the technical point of view, two rounds will be there in for any MNC. Two rounds will be there,
Yes.
and it may differ three also, including the
Yeah.
manager. Okay, so it
Yes.
may differ. So sometimes the same developer will be taking the second round. Okay, so he may ask different questions. First round, he may ask different questions. If some other take the second round, it's bit lucky, because around 10 questions, 3 to 4 or 5 questions will be repeated.
Hmm.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Okay, Lavanya, anything else? You want me
No,
to ask
nothing.
any questions? And how is the
No, nothing.
demo?
And one more thing. And
Yeah,
yeah, the demo was very good. It isn't quite that means interesting also. That means I can able. That means whatever the details you have explained, it is I have it got clear. And the second thing is that what about the installation of the software? That means how much GB it will be
yes.
taken for the practicing
Yes,
generally.
let me tell you. Yeah. So the software what I'm providing you, I will provide you that Google Drive link that will be around 9 GB
Mm-hmm.
space for
Mm-hmm.
downloading. Okay. Once it is downloaded, we need to extract the data or uncompress that one. It will be around 18 GB. Okay. So basically, you need to have around 40 GB for having this software. So whatever I'm providing you on the screen, okay, if you see the screen, right, uh, these things will be present. Okay, so Unix command, like it's a kind of prototype for the Unix OS. So all the basic things like copy and moving the file, copying the file, listing the directory, making a directory, deleting a directory, deleting a file, everything can be, you can practice here.
Okay.
In Unix point of view, air commands and m commands, it is not possible. And general Unix, you can work here. While coming to the m_scope commands, you can work in the GDE, but you need to go with the F8 option. Okay, execute the command m_command. That means see, AbInitio is one of the tool. That Oracle is one of the two. Okay, so how to connect between these two means DBC file. Okay, DBC file is the configuration file, a database configuration file. DBC means. So how do we connect the respective AbInitio to Oracle means DBC file? So this DBC file comprises of different things like schema, username, password, username, password, table, default things like whether it is a passphrase, password, different things. Okay, around 11 parameters will be given, but usually only project maintenance will be varying the password only. Username also it will not be varied. Only password, if there is any password change from the DBM, they will mail to us, to ETL team. And ETL team, the SIT password has changed. This is the password. Okay, so while coming to the sandbox thing, or in the Unix level, we need to update this password. That means in the DBC file we need to update, and environmental script will be there for every project. There we need to update these two things we need to. So this may be some interview questions. Okay, there is change in the password. Anil, where do you take care? Lavanya, where do you take care? So two things. One is our Oracle side. I mean, our basic Oracle is there, right? MySQL or certain tool is there. Okay, there will be replacing the new password. Second thing is our DBC file. Third thing is our environmental file. Three things will be taken care when the password is changed. Whether for UAT, sorry, for a developer, that will be, I mean, we'll be taking care and in the dev environment and SAT environment. Okay, UAT and prod environment teams will be there. Production support team will be there. They will be taking care of that. No need of any mail or from us. The DB team will be communicating to respect to production support team for the schema. This password was changed. So immediately they will raise certain concern to respective users or respective managers who is maintaining the project. Taking approvals, they will be updating the thing and they will be testing. So testing in the initial level, they will be writing m_scope db test. Okay, DBC file name, enter. Okay, while coming to the session, everything will be shown. No issue. Okay, so this way my training will be given.
And that means how much GB that means we need to install in the
40 GB.
that means the
40
round
GB.
40 GB.
40 GB. Yeah, 40 GB.
Okay.
And we need to put 3 GB for this software. 3 GB. So basically installation, everything will be given from my side only. That means you will be extracting the data. You will be calling the Windows XP or respective. Let me show you. Okay, see here, you can see Windows XP Professional. You will be downloading, right? When you call respective folder, when you go to respective folder, you can find this Windows XP. You can just call it and you can open. Once it is open, you can find respective all the softwares what I have shown you on the screen. You don't need to separately install. Everything will be there. Just you need to unextract the data, which is compressed file. You need to call that Windows XP in a VMware. So whatever I am providing a VMware, okay, this is the VMware software. This is a full version. It's 11 version. Okay, now it is around 12. I think it is a full version. You can work on this. So not only this one. If you are having Unix, okay, Unix, you can create a new virtual machine. You can call that OS also.
But actually, in my laptop, I'm having only 8 GB of this, 8 GB. It's not enough, right? In that case,
8 GB means in the RAM sense or in the ROM sense? I mean hard disk.
RAM
Hard
sense,
disk.
RAM
8 GB is enough.
hard
See,
disk 8 GB.
8 GB. See, we will be assigning only 2 GB to 3 GB for this Windows XP.
Okay,
So
okay,
let me show you here. See, pressed here. You can see memory, right? This is the
yeah.
2.5 GB I'm assigning. That means if you are having 8 GB or 4 GB, you can assign 2.5 GB here. So it may
Mm-hmm.
be around 3 GB also. Depends upon your
Okay.
compatibility. Here, you can see on the screen, right? You can vary. So you can assign 8 to 8 GB or 4 GB or 3 GB. You can assign anything you can assign.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
So in this way it works. Everything is see, basically that is a ghost drive. What I'm providing a ghost drive, and you will be calling the respective thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
any questions?
No, no, no. And lastly, one more thing. What are you
Hmm.
going to explain about the continuous flow of graphs and its implementation also?
A continuous actually I worked only on the GD level. Continuous flows you can go through the help file. Okay, so help file I'm having certain knowledge only, like use subscribers will be using while coming to the project. What is that component you need to know? That's it. That means while analyzing an issue, issue as encoded in the QUE. That is a input table, or sorry, input file kind thing, Q. And in the continuous components, okay, if you see here, continuous also there. Okay, so basically these are the different things in which continuous roll up, continuous scan. Okay, so if you're using certain components, like I mean, if you want to use continuous components, you need to go here, which is continuous thing. Okay, you can use certain things like continuous scan, continuous roll up things. So subscribe, I told you, right? Q is not the Q
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
latest
subscribe.
version. So batch. So this thing. So basic things. So what is subscribe? I can explain. Batch subscribe. I can explain. So batch flows. Batch flows. If you're working with the batch flows, you can be using the batch subscribe. Continuous scan. Instead of using the scan here in the transform components. I mean, if you're developing a graph, continuous graph, if you want to design a graph with the scan component, you can't go with the general scan component here.
Okay.
You should do,
Mm-hmm.
you need to
Mm-hmm.
use scan components, continuous scan component. So in this way it works. See, this depends upon the project. Okay, all the projects
Okay.
you will be no need of these continuous components. Conductivity, yes, you need to know. That's because that is a basic thing. Conductivity. What's a plan? What are the loops we can use for the plan? And different is that I don't remember the exact thing. So once going to the content, we can go through the continuous conductivity things.
Okay.
So I can show you. I can't execute and simulate that thing. I can show you how can it works. What's the role of that? Different things. Okay, that may
Yeah,
take
yeah.
around 1 hour.
I just want to know about the.
Conductivity may take
Yeah, I
1 hour.
just want to know the basic things. Yeah, about that means
Yeah,
how it
basic
runs and how it gets.
interview point of view, whatever the thing required, I will be telling each and everything.
Okay, then. Okay.
Okay. So in the roll up,
Yeah.
so there are certain components, certain parameters. A lot of members doesn't know. Key method.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So use key change function. This is one of the function or a parameter doesn't know each and everything. So if you explain this kind of things in the interview, okay, so he will be asking. So he will be asking the question such a way, general way. Okay. But if you explain the thing with the with this key change function method, he will be impressed.
Okay.
Okay. So some other things are also there. Conditional flow is there. Conditional parameter. Some new tab will be coming. Continuous thing. Uh, I will be explaining each and everything in the advanced part.
Oh,
That thing will be
okay.
shown in the advanced. So okay, then I'm ending my session. can share feedback
Yeah.
to our SVR team. They'll be coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anything else?
No, nothing. Nothing.
Okay. Okay then. Thanks, Lavanya. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anil.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye.